Hi, this is Steve from Drumdial Incorporated. I'm going to show you how to use a drum dial and how easy it really is in this short video, the first in our series on drum tuning, starting with toms. So let's get started with the basics. Starting from finger tight, there are two options when seating a drum head, and both start with the standard crisscross or star tightening pattern. I'll be demonstrating both seating methods, starting with pre-tightened seating. Now, using the first seating method is simply to over-tighten the drum beyond your desired tension. This makes the collar or inside edge of the drum head form to the shape of the bearing edge. Over-tighten to about 80 to 85. Apply hand palm pressure to the center of the head, stretching and seating the drum head. Then loosen the drum head to 3 to 4 marks below the tuning number you want, in this case 70 to 72, because we'll be tuning this batter head to a setting of 75. The second drumhead seating method is to do nothing, other than to bring the drum head up to your desired tension, in this case 75. This is very common for bottom resonant drum heads, for lower pitched top batter heads, and always for bottom snare side heads. Never apply palm pressure to the thin snare side head of a snare drum. Also, if you decide to not pre-tighten your batter head, we have found that batter heads that are not pre-tightened detune very quickly as compared to the pre-tightened seating method as shown previously. Now, tuning in the star pattern, we'll tune up to about 71 to 72 and then start fine-tuning from there in a circular pattern. When tuning tom-toms, what we want is a natural downward chord progression and a similar stick response from each drum. It is very important to get as close a stick response as possible. You can only do that by matching the batter head tensions across the toms as closely as you can. Be sure to fine-tune in small increments here. In this case, I will be fine-tuning this tom to a standard drum dial setting of 75 in a circular pattern. 75 is a measurement of tympanic pressure. The main difference between drum dial and other tension meters is drum dial uses a calibrated mechanism that ensures that all drum dials read the same. When you use a drum dial, it's easy to tune a drum because the tensions are usually the same between the top and bottom heads. The depth and diameter of the drum plus your head choice determine the natural pitch. You don't need to use a calculator or guess at the frequencies between the top and bottom heads to get the best sound out of your drums. Drum dial does this automatically. Keep in mind that a thicker batter head will always have a lower pitch than a thinner resonant head tuned to the same tension. Looks like both the batter and resonant heads are tuned to 75 and are ready for us to test the lug pitches. Now that each drum head is in tune with itself, you can be sure that the lug pitches match. Drumdial uses the most accurate testing software in the industry. The lug pitches on this thin resonant head are exactly 282.6 Hz, a very sharp C4 tuned to exactly 75 on the drum dial. With drum dial, it's easy to get the best natural sound and similar stick response from each drum. We test many drums at drum dial, and using spectrum analysis allows us to make sure the drum is sound balanced for the most resonance and response possible. Let's double check to make sure that the drum heads are still at 75. Note that the pitch goes higher when we set the drum dial on the drum head, and then when we lift and release the drum dial off the drum head, we can actually hear the lug pitch of the drum. Listen closely when I lift the tuner off the drum head. In our next video, we'll tune 12, 13, and 16-inch toms to thirds.